morning, gentlemen. Good to have you here. Today we're talking about, I guess, the pre-launch of the ELLE Resort and Beach Club. So I'd like to welcome you, Harry, coming all the way from Thailand. Appreciate your time. And Evan, the man on the ground here, thanks for talking to us about the new resort that we're going to build together. It's pretty exciting times today.
Certainly is. Well, I guess morning, Chad. Morning, Eliza. Thank you for having us. I'm really excited to be speaking to you this morning.
Mm-hmm. I think what we wanted to do with this is help our investors understand a little bit more about the depth of the ELLE project and what does Cross brings that we know, because we've been working with you for quite some time now, your ability to be nimble and boutique and be specifically here on the ground in Bali, in Thailand, in Asia Pacific. But we want to get through a bit of the devil in the detail, I guess. So Elisa, fire away.
Well, I think just let's get started by introducing you and who you are and giving our investors or would-be investors a little bit more of an idea of the Cross Hotels brand and also your history. So Harry, give us a start.
Yeah, sure. I've been in the region for just over 32 years, not trying to give too much away in here, but yeah, basically worked in and around Asia Pacific for the last 32 years. 23 of those I spent with Intercontinental Hotels Group, IHG, and I spent about 4.5 years with Centara before coming across to work for Cross. So I've been with Cross Hotels and Resorts for just over 7 years right now. So I think what's really amazing for me through this journey, a career perspective anyways, having that exposure in an international, true global hospitality company, and then working for a more regional type organization, and then having the best of being able to blend systems, procedures, standards with true local authenticity in terms of hospitality. That's essentially the basis of Cross, is what we do. We operate in various locations in Asia Pacific, 4 to be specific today. And I guess what we really do essentially is bring in global type systems, distribution, visibility platforms, and we intertwine that with local authentic experiences. So we showcase destination, or we celebrate the communities we work in. We underpin that with great brands that we work, or great brands that we have.
Cross in its own right is a hotel management company. So the good thing is that we have a source of booking that comes in, but it's not our only source. So being on the ground, we have many different people that we work with, which is obviously going to benefit the investor, going to benefit yourselves as building this project. But it's more importantly about knowing the market that you're going in, right? So we talk about very good understanding of knowledge of trends and markets and destination. And you can't just build a hotel like a cookie cutter approach, right? You need to know what market is going in there, the rate that's going in there, and being able to bring the best value for the customer. That's what we do best, and it's about knowledge and informed decisions. I talk about this a lot in previous podcasts and videos, but we have data driven and we have very good technology that makes us give really good informed decisions, and that's what I think that is one of our strengths.
If I could add on to that, I think on an investor point of view, it's also really important to understand we are responsible as an operator. There's governance, there's transparency, and I think these things are really important. When you're sort of investing in offshore type investments, this could give you comfort on the fact that we are reporting back through into the ASX. Therefore, governance, transparency, and all the other bits and pieces is also very close to our hearts in terms of compliances.
I think so, Harry, and I think that was one of the big things, excuse me, for GeoNet as we grew as an investment company, having that transparency. So we went and got our Australian Financial Services license. It took us 18 months to do that, so that investors had governance and a look through to ensure that their investment was sound and reputable and reportable, right? So that was very good. And that was one of our reasons why we chose to work with you guys too.
Likewise, I think that works both ways.
Right.
KYC.
Yep, exactly. And then, excuse me, I think then that's important for an investor to understand. We get all the right occupancy levels, we do all the right things for the tourists, but then there's the financial aspects side of this. And so what sort of reporting can we expect that we can then give down to our clients? For example, I know that you're audited by Ernst & Young. That's right. So what sort of things can our investors expect from a reporting level?
Yeah, I guess it's twofold. One is as a business entity, so anything that's required statutory, firstly in Indonesia, because we are a registered entity in Indonesia, and then that compliance piece feeds into Australia. So you'd get annual reports, audited financial statements by a credible, like we said, Ernst & Young, and that may change from time to time, but it'll be a global auditing type organization. And at a more local level for an owner, at your level at GeoNet, for example, we also have access for owners for dashboards. So you're able to sort of have a really good handle on a day-to-day, a week-to-week, or a month-to-month basis on where we're going with the business, not just historical, but really proactively looking at where we're taking the business to. Having a clear understanding on our competitiveness with regards to key concept, how we're performing against the market, are we on market share, are we ahead of market share? And I guess that the key metrics we use to balance this is RevPAR, revenue per available room. That essentially is a true measure between occupancy and rate. It's a combination of both. You could fill a hotel for $5, but you possibly would struggle to fill a hotel at $150. So what's the right level? Do you want 100% occupancy, or do you want at a $120 rate? There's no real right answer, right? It's a balance between the two. So we provide you access. So there's, again, total transparency on how we work. So Evan and the team tirelessly work through these systems that we have, and then we share and we educate our owners, which I guess in our case are our true business partners.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for us, our investors are as well. And I love some of this recent stuff that you've sent me, Evan, where the investor, for booking their free stays, understanding the occupancy rates, a lot of that is going to be tech driven for them. So they know at any time they can see how their investment is performing. But gentlemen, I want to bring it back to talk about ELLE now, where beachfront Bali, one of the most the biggest travel destinations in the world. This is going to be a pioneering site, but it's going to be absolute luxury from day one. What's your strategy behind ensuring that we achieve the utmost in luxury from guest arrivals to experience? And the whole resort.
So I'll probably start on this, Evan. Feel free to jump in. So I guess for us, it's about bringing the ELLE brand to life and how we differentiate ourselves from other luxury brands on the island, right? There are a fair few to compete with. And I think what's going to set us apart from everyone else is that we're going to be bringing in the community and cultural piece, intertwine that into the DNA of the ELLE brand. In this instance, we are acting as a white label operator through cross collection. So we will bring ELLE's brand standards to life, but what we'll do is we'll add a local touch. We'll make it locally relevant. We'll make it respectful. So you'll still have a high, personalized, curated experiences for our guests, for ELLE's customers, to ensure that their expectations are met. But I think underpinning all of that by having a true cultural experience with a genuine community sense is what's going to set us apart from all the other luxury brands. So I'm really excited to see how we sort of merge the two.
It's an incredible
intertwine
project,
the weaving of the two different cultures and standards. And I'm really, really excited to see how this evolves over time. I'm very confident. I think, Evan, we've had a fair few chats on some of the clever things we're going to do and set this apart.
I think if we can talk about the concept in general and what we're building is, first is your investor or your customer in this term needs to understand the location first. The location is key. In the old days, they used to call this beach the Millionaires Road, right? So all the best of the best are on this. Being on the ground, as one of our strengths in Cross Hotels, we're on the ground. We know what's going on. Two out of the 5 players on that street, they're going under a renovation, right? So their renovation is scheduled for the next 2 years, so it's perfect timing to come in because we're going to get the market straight away. But not only that is about this concept is unlike what everyone else is doing. Everyone else is doing a hotel cookie cutter approach with a restaurant or a pool bar. We're doing something different, and I think that's what's exciting because this area hasn't seen anything like it.
And actually, I'm going to bring my next question back to you, Deputy CEO. Well, we're talking a lot at the moment about how we're designing lifestyle hotels.
Yes.
right? So the ELLE brand is incredibly powerful for us from a global standard. On the back again of Bali, the one of the most amazing travel destinations in the world. But we're building a lifestyle hotel, which is, like you said, it's not cookie cutter at all on the top of the ELLE brand. What are the things that we're putting in there from GeoNet's perspective to make it a hotel destination and a lifestyle hotel? And then what are you seeing in your research of how lifestyle hotels are outperforming the market from an ADR perspective and an occupancy perspective globally?
So we're following those trends as we're developing hotels, and we're building hotels and designing hotels, much like what you talked about, Harry, giving people an experience when they're at the hotel, and it's not just cookie cutter. So we're talking about speakeasy bars where people feel like they're, in the know and feeling like they're living like a local. So, and it's more than just a pool bar. We've got rooftop restaurants, and we think about what we like to do here in Bali with beauty treatments, and people really like to come here and get their Botox and whatever else they have, because it's just part of the Bali lifestyle. So when we think about what people come to Bali for, we want to build that into our hotels, and it does help with ADR and RevPAR, because you have customers that aren't just coming and throwing their bags and their luggage into a room and then going out and not staying at the hotels. We're building spaces that people actually want to be. And that's something that we're committed to with every property that we open up. And through this partnership with Cross Hotels, it really does weave seamlessly into how you also are designing hotels. So that's what we're looking at from, I think some of we've talked about cinemas, we've talked about even karaoke and media rooms.
Yes.
We talked about really special touches as well.
But I think one of the exciting things about it is about having the investors lounge and investors being part of that ELLE experience, deeply embedded into that ELLE experience.
Yeah.
I think our investors are going to love having their own, a place to bump shoulders with fashionistas and global celebrities, right?
Yeah, I really like, if you've seen the renders, I really like the runway that comes out in the pool.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the Instagram and influencers just dream. We're going to see that everywhere.
Yeah, I think everybody will want to get on that, quick little selfie shot. But I think you touch on a very important point there, travel purpose, which you say, and it's been proven, fact, that understanding the purpose of travel is equally important as the facilities you provide. And I think for me, this is one other thing I'm really excited about with GeoNet and the product that you're bringing to the market. You've touched on the cinemas, the aesthetic clinics, great food, speakeasy bars, etc. Because we truly understand the purpose of travel. Chad, you travel a lot. Your needs as a corporate traveler completely different from when you're up in Niseko out for a ski trip, right? So we kind of understand the needs of our travelers up here, and we're providing them with a facility that I'd probably consider to be best in class. And this again, dials the notch a level up, which will give us a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Completely different, not a cookie cutter like Evan said. So it's really, really important. Plus, as a company for Cross Hotels and Resorts, we're looking forward right now. I'm not sure if you're aware. Stats suggest that by 2030, 80% of the travelers are going to be Gen Z and millennials. Do we know buying behaviors, stay patterns? We need to start having a really good appreciation for that. Everything we're doing today essentially is for tomorrow. So I think it's also really important to understand what we're building here today is not for trends that are here for the next 3 to 6 months. I mean, right now we're looking out to 2030, which doesn't seem that far away, but it's really what's beyond 2030, right? And how do we stay nimble? How are we able to pivot to capitalize on the next best thing?
Yes, and I think that's great as our architects in Spiral, as you know, one of the best on the island, one of the best in the world, also opening beach clubs is not new to him either. But when you guys sit down with us and our architects and we look at these technical plans and drawings, we're looking forward to what does that look like? What does the hotel look like in 10 years, and planning for that now? So
and I think that's super exciting, and also a very responsible way of building, and to ensure that there's longevity in the asset, and that we are able to sort of pivot and offer all these different soft offerings as fads and trends sort of evolve over a period of time.
I mean, we're offering a 50-year lease to our investors on this one, so we definitely need to have an asset that can prove the test of time.
I think it's really important. A lot of people are not aware what other hotel groups do, but consultative approach. We sit down in meetings together with Inspiral, the architect, with the project managers,
With Jack Hospitality.
And we have the same brainstorming goal to see what's going to be different, what's good for the market, whereas opposed to other companies, they will just take what you give them and then run it. So that's the difference.
Yeah. There's literally hundreds of hours of planning that is going in behind the team. Again, I mentioned Jack Hospitality. There's another series on our podcast talking about their experience internationally and how they help as well. Inspiral, you guys on the ground, and of course our architects too. So a lot of planning goes into making sure that this is going to be the right, and of course soon to be ELLE coming in and guiding us with what do they want as their look and feel within the resort as well. So it's going to be a pretty powerful project. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning. We are off to do the photo shoot now, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm sure you are too. I want to thank actually the GeoNet team for putting the photo shoot plan together today, and for you guys for helping with this, us with this as well. Thank you for your partnership. Yeah,
thank you.
In everything that we're doing. Thank you for your input in what you're giving to our organisations. I can't wait for this project. It's absolutely so exciting. So thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Alicia, as well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Likewise, thank you very much, Chad. Lisa, thank you.
So much.
It's been great.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.